everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last, the episode where we watch TV in the worst possible way. I am Josh, and I'm with Joe.
Hey.
And Jimmy.
Sup?
Yep, that's how he does it. That's how he says hello. And just for everybody...
From this day forward.
So anybody who doesn't know what First and Last is we watch the very first episode of a TV show, talk about it, try to make predictions, and then we watch the very last episode of a TV show, and we find out where we went wrong and what we got wrong, and if we potentially got anything right. And
yeah, sometimes we've seen the show before, sometimes we've just kind of heard of it, other times have no idea what it's about, so it's kind of a grab bag.
Yep. And today we're doing Power Rangers.
And there's no telling whether we've seen it at all or not.
Specifically,
all of it.
Specifically the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series, which was the original American series that we all know and love.
93.
That's when it came out?
That's what the internet says. Yep. On Fox Kids.
Nice.
It's just the Paramount of
And
kids
there
TV.
were 3 seasons, but then Power Rangers goes on and branches off into all sorts of different sequences of different powers, Mighty Force, Mystic Saga, Pizza Time.
It's a Mighty Morphin franchise.
Samurai, Super Samurai,
Money-making
Dino
machine.
Thunder, Megaforce, SPD, RPM, Wild Fury, Rescue, Space. There's a lot.
There's Zeo,
which
tells us nothing about what it is.
I feel like as far as this goes, I'm definitely going to be at least more knowledgeable on this first Power Rangers part. Like, Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
Like, Rita.
So
Rita.
we were all
Rita's
kids
bomb.
and into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when it first came out? Is that the base starting point? Or
we
were you
all-
guys like too old for it and cool? Or that?
Oh, no, I was so into it.
Okay.
I mean, if I watched it in 93 when it came out, I was 8. So I totally
I was
into
6,
it.
but like...
Yeah.
I was a Power Ranger at least twice for Halloween that I can remember.
I was a Power Ranger once when I was like 26.
I forgot about that time.
Yeah, so...
How could I forget about that time? I was the Green Ranger then.
I was going
Tommy.
to guess like you guys' favorite Rangers, and I think
Ooh.
Josh is blue and Jimmy is green.
Dead on.
Completely correct.
Dead on.
Why do you know
friend.
that?
I don't know. I just feel like
Josh
like,
is wearing a blue shirt right now for listeners at home. I feel like that's...
Did you just cheat and say the color of
yeah,
my
I
shirt?
just whatever color shirts you guys are wearing right now.
And Jimmy's shirt is
I just
green
want-
font.
I do have green font.
So you just said the colors on our shirts.
You son.
I thought maybe the nerdy cerebral one might speak to Josh, and like the kind of rebel might speak to Jimmy.
Wow. Cut to the quick.
Jimmy just likes Dragon Zords.
Oh, all day. I loved Tommy. Tommy was the best.
Yeah, I mean,
He
do you
was
guys
the
have a
rebel.
guess for what my favorite was?
The yellow
Yellow.
one. No.
It's also a valid guess.
We
We didn't have much representation back then, man.
That's
It's on
true.
Asian on TV. It was
So I'm going
great.
to go Black Ranger because he was the butt-kicking minority.
There you go. I mean, no, that wasn't correct. Well, did you have a guess?
Yes.
Okay. I kind of...
But I mean, I'll switch. I'll tell you what my real guess was.
Okay, what was your real guess?
I just kind of assumed that you were gonna pick like the Red Ranger, just because like I don't know. You just like he's the leader, yay! Yeah. Like your favorite Power Ranger probably was Leonardo,
Jason.
Ooh.
and
Should we dip into that?
no,
I have thoughts about that.
we can dip into that.
Is Turtles the animated series on our list of shows to do coming up?
Every show that's ever been invented is on our list.
Yeah, it's a long list at this
It's a
point.
very big list.
So what were you going to change? You changed your answer to Black Ranger?
No, my answer was going to be Red Ranger.
Okay.
Besides my joke answer of the Yellow Ranger.
Okay.
My real answer was Red.
So I was going to say, like, for, like, the first... When I first saw the show, yeah, the Black Ranger was my favorite just because he was cool. He, danced.
Oh, yeah, he, was a break dancer or something.
He danced. But then the Green Ranger showed up, and then that became my favorite, by far. Because he got the cool, Dragon Zord.
Cool stuff.
He's
He had
got
a
a
cool
little
sword
dragon flute.
Yeah,
He's
it's like
got
a dagger flute.
He's got a shield. He makes out with Kimberly. It's awesome.
Oh man! And then he
Making out with Kimberly is a plus.
and comes back as the White Ranger. And I assume that's still Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. So as far as like the
Rita's
very
gone by then,
as far as like the very beginning episode, like the pilot, like I'm pretty well versed, I think, in what like they're gonna get their they're gonna be like 5 disheveled weird kids that
unlikely friends
that
cosmic
meet
powers
and they find
and dinosaurs.
Gold medallions can summon the power of robot dinosaurs in spandex suits.
Yes.
For some reason.
And they all just sort of think it's normal.
Yeah.
And lots of stock footage of like the Japanese show that's not clearly not these characters at all or actors.
Because everything that they're in, like Ranger costume and the Zord stuff, that's all from Japan, right?
I think so. Like you can clearly tell that's like some of the people in there.
Yeah, like only the stuff with white people is.
And like Rita, I'm pretty sure is very overdubbed. Like, I think she's from that
Rita
footage
Repulsive
as well.
Yeah, I think most of the first like season of Power Rangers is like all the things that aren't just the like American kids like hanging out in Angel Grove is Japanese.
Angel Grove.
Yeah.
And then they, as the series go on, I'm pretty sure like I'm willing to bet that Wild Fury has got a lot of original content.
Episode of Wild Fury.
Original Ranger content.
This doesn't necessarily go here, but I do just want to bring up that watching Power Rangers will make me want to watch VR Troopers at some point,
yes.
and the Big Bad Beetleborgs. If you're like Joe, I don't know what you know what those are.
I'm aware of VR Troopers, but never really watched it, and I have no idea. I have no idea what Big Bad Beetleborgs is.
Power Rangers, but their powers are bugs
instead of dinosaurs,
and their Zordon is like
a bug.
Is like a silly vampire. That's what it and like they think they got their powers while visiting a haunted house or something.
Okay.
So I think they're like power or their VR lab. No, that the Beetleborg lab or whatever the
beetle layer.
The beetle layer is like under a cemetery. But like none of it's actually spooky at all.
Not at all spooky.
You had sold me until that.
But is it big and bad?
They're big bad Beetleborgs.
Okay, tight. I'm into it.
Yeah. But that's all we're talking about today.
I'll watch that.
Well, one quick, like VR Troopers, real quick, is that so the troopers are in actual reality though, right? Like, what about it is virtual reality?
That's a good.
I think
question.
they get sucked into virtual. Do they fight in virtual reality at some point? Do they fight wars in 2 dimensions?
I have no idea.
Maybe I'm going too deep.
But I don't remember that. I feel like they're basically just Power Rangers, but there's only 3 of them.
Yep.
And aren't they the ones with the weird lion bots? Is that VR Troopers?
Or is that?
They had like
Voltron?
cats. Oh, that's Voltron.
Was that Voltron?
Damn.
Cats.
Voltron was awesome. Oh man, Voltron was my shit.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't have many predictions for the first one because it's just like they're gonna. I think it's just gonna be silly and over the top, and Rita's gonna be there.
Let's do a rundown of the characters we remember. So we have the Rangers themselves.
We know all of them, right? Billy,
the blue one.
Billy Blue, nerdy blue guy.
Hey, come on, he's a cool dude.
No, he's the best.
He's super cool dude.
He's got a flying car.
Now
so
today
whatever.
he'd be tech like guru.
He'd be like Silicon Valley like mastermind Billy, the Blue Ranger.
Sure.
He owns Apple. Yeah. Jason, Red Ranger, leader.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trini, Yellow Ranger, Asian.
She's tricky or something.
Kimberly, Pink Ranger, cute.
Cute.
Is she dead in real life?
She probably died.
No.
Was she in like a
are
car
we making
accident
real
or
life predictions now? Because I want to predict she's alive.
I feel like there's a lot of
No,
weird.
Trini died, I think.
Trini died.
Somebody's dead.
There's a dead Ranger.
There's at least one dead
We'll find
Ranger.
out at the end of this podcast.
Yes, we will. We'll look it up. And then Zach, Black Ranger.
And
Yeah,
he's
that's
cool or fun or something.
Yeah.
And then you got Zordon.
Yep.
He's the guy who pulls them all together and gives them superpowers.
He's from a different dimension.
He's the head.
Weird little robot droid friend.
Alpha 5.
Alpha 5.
Alpha 5. He's the C-3PO of this whole shebang.
Johnny 5.
They have a
Is
C-3PO,
he
but they
not
don't have
from-
an R2-D2.
Yeah.
Oof. And then Rita, the bad lady, and her goons, whose names I have no idea.
I know the gargoyle one's name is Goldar.
Goldar, yes.
I feel like there's lots of fun characters in and out at like their all the Rangers high school, like the two bully guys.
Bulk and Skull, the bullies.
Oh. And there's like a teacher, like a I don't know.
I don't remember anything else.
Maybe like
Bulk
a
and
principal
Skull.
or something.
Is there
Principal
like
Skinner.
a overly helpful gym coach or something like that?
Yeah, I think there is a phys ed guy.
It was like just.
I'm starting to
I
get
feel like
saved by
that
the
gotta
bell
be a trope. Yeah, I was like,
confused.
is this just a high school thing trope or something? But you know,
But that's pretty much it for characters. Like, and then
Yeah.
they just go on and just like fight clay monsters.
Yeah, putties.
Yeah.
Who you just I'm so pumped for putties. You just knock them into each other and they disappear or something.
oh, is that
crap.
how they kill? I know other ways of killing putties in future.
There are other
There's
putties
different
that
kinds of putties.
eventually come.
Yeah, the ones
that
with
you
the
just,
Z,
like,
you
tap
gotta,
them
like,
in
hit
the
them in the
Z.
chest,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
So
ones
that's
are-
not the beginning. The
No,
beginning
that's
is
not-
Rita's putties. You have to. They eventually, which is so dumb because they just fight them and fight them and fight them, even after they know that you just have to like get them to touch each other, and then they're done. They fight them anyway for 10 minutes and then do it even after they know.
We forgot the most important characters of all, the Zords.
Oh man.
characters in themselves.
They are characters in this. Like,
They're like the Knight Rider of Power
5 minute,
Rangers.
like 5 minute intro of all the Zords.
Oh,
when
and it's
they
going to
come
be the
out.
longest it's ever been in this episode, so it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, we're gonna get the full.
We're going to get
transformation.
full glorious Zord
But
Morphins.
do they do Megazord? Do you think right away?
Maybe not.
Where all the
I bet-
Zords, when all our Zords combine,
They
we are
100% combine.
I
100%.
want to
Mega
place
Captain
a bet
Zord
that in this
planet.
first episode they don't go full on Megazord. They just like combine to like that middle stage where they can kind of shoot, but it's still like
Oh, they don't
a
stand
mess
up.
of monsters. Yeah, like it doesn't stand up into a human.
I'm going to say you're fully wrong. My bet is you're fully wrong.
So, but we got the T-Rex for the red one.
Now you want to name the
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Zords?
the Triceratops.
Triceratops is blue.
Blue.
Triceratops was cool.
Badass dinosaur.
The saber-toothed tiger for yellow.
Saber-toothed tiger. Not a dinosaur. Weird.
Pterodactyl's pink, right?
Yeah.
Technically also not a
And
dinosaur.
black was a saber-toothed tiger.
No. We just did saber-toothed tiger.
He's a woolly mammoth.
A woolly
yeah,
mammoth.
the mammoth.
Yeah,
Mastodon.
That's what it was.
Mastodon.
Mastodon.
That's a woolly
That's
mammoth.
What it was.
He's a woolly mammoth.
And they combined to form a human with a sword.
Yeah, a mega sword.
A
He
mega
formed.
sword.
They combined to be Optimus Prime with a sword. Is how I thought of it. As a
I remember
kid.
having issues with like the like the words because like we didn't have it like you just have them like they say it in the show and you're like, are they saying swords? These mega swords?
You were an
No.
awful
No.
joke.
No.
Whatever. Frasier was British.
They're clearly not swords. It's because you were 6 when this came out. We were 8.
Ah!
Well, our pizza just got here.
No, that's the buzzer that tells us it's time to start the show.
Yeah!
You know
Also
how every
that.
show we have a buzzer?
Yep, that's right. See you guys after episode 1. Okay, we are back from episode 1. And thoughts, boys?
You want to give
Yeah.
us a quick plot rundown real quick?
I mean, it's a pretty simple one. It's some
A lot happens in a
some-
little amount of time.
well, some spacemen were on what I consider an undisclosed planet because it definitely wasn't the moon. Opened up an urn
Possibly Mars.
and
It was,
let
like,
out.
arid.
Yeah, potentially Mars. Then yeah, I could go with Mars.
I wrote down Mars question mark.
Okay,
Yeah.
it had red sandish, but they opened up an urn. It released Rita. She then apparently flew to the moon, set up a base,
Mm-hmm.
and then 5.
Rita and her team
yes.
have been trapped for 10,000 years.
Yes.
Which they did not disclose, but that's in the...
It's in the opening credits.
Yes. It's in the opening credits and the item description, the episode description. Mm-hmm. And also the episode's called Day of the Dumpster. So does that mean that she was in the urn was a dumpster?
Well, the two guys, astronauts who opened it said, looks like a space dumpster or something.
Is that what they said?
They said that.
Oh, I missed that.
You know how astronauts would say that.
All of that dialogue at the beginning where that's happening, where they talk and Rita comes out and says stuff, it's all clearly overdubbed and outrageous, the things that no one would ever say. Rita says that she got pulled out of the dumpster and she yells at the guy, one of her goons, because she says she stepped into a puddle on a desert, arid planet.
Hey now.
Maybe there was like dumpster goo that she stepped in.
Yeah, it was some of the trash, the space dumpster trash
some
goo.
of the space trash.
Yeah.
Fluid.
Yeah, it was from that.
Yeah.
They probably peed in there. They've been there for 10,000 years, right?
Just peeing wherever they can.
It's Goldar's pee. I bet.
Goldar has a small bladder. Goldar just goes whenever he
drinking in the dumpster.
It's not Goldar's fault.
So, all right, well,
don't look at me.
What?
That's Goldar when he's like peeing in the corner of the dumpster.
In the space dumpster?
No eye contact with Goldar while he's peeing.
Don't look at me.
He gets very upset.
Well, I hope Goldar comes back in future episodes.
Why do you think they call him Goldar?
Oh, is that a
It's
peeing joke?
It's a pee
joke.
He's very dehydrated.
He's a smoker.
It's a pee-pee joke.
And then 5 unlikely teenagers, which I think we were all wrong on this. Mm-hmm. They were all definitely friends.
Yeah.
Like
that was clear.
The girls were very supportive of nerd Billy, who didn't know how to do karate.
They were like having lunch together.
Yeah, when we meet the teenagers, they're all at the gym, and like Jason is teaching a karate class.
I think it's like a youth center kind of thing.
Yeah,
I think
it seems
all
like they
that...
like serve food there and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
there's a juice bar.
Run by
ahead
Ernie.
of its time.
Yeah, they all know each other and they're all cool and they protect each other from sexual assault. It's really really tight.
Balkan Skull definitely tried to like sexually assault Kimberly and Trini in the
they tried to ask for a double date and they were like no, and then they're like yeah, and like came at them with their hands. It was
they're gotta be the worst bullies ever. They got immediately like just tossed by the 2 little teenage girls who possibly have had some karate lessons.
They've had some karate training
from Jason.
From Jason, who is another high school student and is teaching karate.
And
I mean, he's teaching karate
Zach
to another.
Also knows karate.
I don't really think Zach knows karate. I think Zach just is a really good dancer, and that translates into fighting.
Break dance fighting.
He just dances in their direction.
I'm not gonna now. My list of people that I start fights with is bigger. Now I don't start fights with anyone that knows how to dance.
Oh yeah,
because they could probably whoop me.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
It's all
similar skill sets.
I mean, we're talking about I don't know how to punch, so I guess we're fine. But like,
so they do some karate.
And then an earthquake happens. But for some reason, Billy, in his like science bones, exclaims out loud, This isn't like a regular earthquake, or this can't be an earthquake.
Yeah, he says like it's definitely not an earthquake.
Yeah.
When like all of the clues so far are that it's an earthquake.
100% an earthquake. It's caused by something weird, but it's still just an earthquake. Maybe it's not tectonic plates shifting.
I'm still not clear actually what was causing the earthquake.
I think it was just Rita's like angry gaze at the earth.
Huh.
Yeah, is it her coming out of the dumpster? Like she didn't like shoot something at the earth or anything. It was just like.
They didn't really make that clear. Then everyone was just running everywhere, and then they got beamed up. The Rangers got beamed.
Well, then that was the best part because then they all got into like formation, and then they just stood and screamed.
Yeah,
silently and went, "Oh no, something's happening!" And then they got teleported to Zordon's palace.
Yeah, Zordon just abducted 5 teenagers.
Yeah. And he's just a face in a tube. And he says he's trapped in a time warp?
Says he's an interdimensional being trapped in a time warp.
He's a face in a tube in a time warp somewhere.
But how does he know? I don't think we'll ever know because we're not going to watch the whole thing. But I wonder if they ever explain how Zordon and Alpha 5 are friends.
Yeah, how do they get together?
Or co-workers by any means. How does a giant interdimensional face become friends with a robot?
Or like, why does a giant interdimensional face like care about Angel Grove? Like, is Rita this big of a threat to the multiverse?
Because it is a multiverse problem.
I mean, it seems like she wouldn't be because her whole thing is like just to take over Earth.
Well, there must be other Zordons. Like
maybe that's first step.
You think Zordon's his name or the name of his species?
Maybe it's a title. Like he is a Zordon.
Like Captain, but he's Zordon.
Yeah, Zordon.
Interesting food for thought, guys.
I bet that gets revealed by the end of 3 seasons.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
I bet that gets
We
revealed.
get to meet a whole planet of Zordons.
Oh man!
And they have full bodies. Like the head is just like that's just how he communicates.
Yeah.
Like that's just the hologram. But he's like a full person. He's got 8 arms.
Oh, he's like a man spider.
Yeah.
Zordon's real name is Peter Parker. It's a crossover.
So they get beamed
To
Zordon. Zordon tells them a bunch of bull about powers and dinos.
He very clearly explains everything. He was the most succinct explanation.
He says it all to 5 teenagers as if they're just going to buy into this, and then they're like, pshaw.
Zordon is
and
very succinct and very clear in his instructions and what is going on. As clear as you can be about like an interdimensional war.
I feel like he could have had a softer intro.
There's a lot of information coming at them right away, but they're still just like, what? And then he's like,
excuse me?
I will give you the power of dinosaurs. And then Kimberly goes, dinosaurs? Like she wasn't sure.
Right.
Like out of all those things, she's like, wait, fucking dinosaurs?
Yeah. Josh made a comment that they made Kimberly so dumb in this episode. And my maybe one prediction skipping ahead is that she's gonna not be super. I think after pilot, I don't think she's nearly as like ditzy.
I agree.
She says like and totally is half of her lines, and it just says and she does have the like ending line where anyway. So they I'll get to that, but so they leave Zordon's thing. They storm out. This is dumb.
I love this that they're like whatever. We're Power Rangers. Whatever. We're leaving, and then they just walk out. They don't know that they're anywhere near where they're from.
Yeah, they got teleported like
they don't know if they're on Earth when they're inside that thing.
Yeah, that's not a guarantee.
I kind of buy that though. As teens, they'd be like, yeah, we're whatever. We're just walking out of this place, and we think that we'll just be able to walk home. And then they realize that they can't. But like, I feel like that's actually how teens might act in that situation.
I mean, I feel like we find out at some point that Zordon's palace is like 15 minutes outside of Angel Grove.
That's what I assumed, that it was just like in the hills of Angel Grove.
Yeah. They're down in like the valley, and his place is up in the hills.
Do you think we ever know where in the continental United States Angel Grove is located?
I just assumed like Southern California.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, exactly.
I did too.
What I thought. Okay.
Fair enough.
So putties come.
Yep, Rita sends putties because she's like,
Finster's little
people
creatures
aren't gonna fight me.
She
people are
shoots
the
them down.
Teens.
She's like zooming in on them with like a laser scope, some sort of sniper scope type thing, and then she shoots, instead of just like a bomb killing them all immediately, she shoots near them a bunch of putty guys, these bad gray guys, and they fight them and lose, and then they're like, oh, we have these dinosaur power belts. Let's do it. And then they just become Power Rangers.
They morph.
They do.
Into Power Rangers.
And do their dino thing.
I'm pretty sure that morph, by the way, wasn't a word until Power Rangers started. And, like, James Bond like created that word. Like I think.
Well, it's metamorphosis.
Yeah, but like just
morph
morphin,
on its own
like
as a
morph,
verb.
like
morph wasn't
obviously
saying.
Yeah, like they just kind of like shortened it and were like, no, it's
what about
they're
Morph
morphing.
from X-Men? Was he a thing before Power Rangers?
That's a good question.
Those
and that was
name,
also
that
on.
wasn't
He was a big character in the animated X-Men series, which I hope is on our list, and that was also on Fox.
You've seen
That
all
was
of
also
it.
Fox
You've seen so
Kids.
much of that series.
Yeah, I have seen that also. We don't really need to do it. I just want to do it.
It would Joe would have to not have seen any of it.
I've seen the first one for
Me and Jimmy have
tons
seen
of times.
all of it.
I have it all on DVD, which I'm really glad now in 2017 that I really invested in that format.
Hey, get it while it's hot. DVDs.
Yeah.
Good to go.
They're coming back, man.
I mean, really not a whole lot happens. They get teleported back. Goldar is attacking the city. They fight him. Well, I mean, Rita immediately makes him giant.
Mm-hmm.
They go, oh, we have Zords. They call their Zords. Mm-hmm. Joe was wrong. The Zords stood up into human form.
Yeah, to samurai form.
Yeah.
It was you think it's
It
a
did
samurai? It got a broadsword.
Is that not a samurai thing? Some sort of knight.
You show me a picture of a samurai wielding a broadsword, and I'll give it to you. It's not. No.
I always thought of him as a samurai too. But that's a good point.
But he has a broadsword.
Yeah. Right.
He's a big giant dude.
Right.
It's not a samurai.
So he's like a knight?
I don't know,
He's
he's
like
got horns, maybe he's like a Viking.
Okay.
Asian Viking knight.
Why's he gotta be Asian?
I was clearly Asian.
So they fight Goldar, and then Goldar is like, oh no, well that was the best part, because Goldar, they're like, let's get our sword! And then the sword falls down to the earth, and then he's like, Goldar's like, I'm out, and they don't even pick the sword, like he just like sees a sword, he's like, no,
Yeah,
I'm not
he's
gonna
done.
do it. So he's obviously gonna be like, he's a goon squad guy that's gonna fight them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, I predict that they fight Goldar in the last episode.
Oh, you think he comes back around?
I think he's still here, and they fight Goldar in the last episode.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you're wrong, but I like it.
Well,
I bet Goldar's still there as a general, but they fight some other octopus monster or something by the end.
so Joe, you're going with Octopus Monster.
Joe's first prediction.
Just first
Octopus monster.
Octopus Monster. Is there any? My big question for everybody is there any like maybe other big baddie kind of involved in the show?
Oh, well, like I
Yeah.
remember one for sure. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Does that count?
That Inside Out guy,
Yeah, Lord Zed.
right? That's
Yeah,
what he-
Zed.
Lord
Because
Zed.
Rita, I think
I think they were married.
I think they
They're lovers.
maybe kill off Rita. I don't know if they ever explained that,
I don't
or
know.
if she like actually maybe physically died before. But all
They
that,
just ran out of Rita
that would make
footage.
yeah, that must have been what it was because all the Rita footage is overdubbed, so
Yeah.
they must just move on.
Guys,
But
Rita's kind of a babe.
I don't see it. I
No?
don't see it.
I read, so I was reading, we were
I
talking,
think she's kinda-
speculating about what Rangers are dead. So I found an article.
Oh, you looked it up.
And I will spoiler. Trina died in a car crash where she like flew off a cliff
Oh,
and
no.
died.
Man, like the
through a
Segway guy?
guardrail.
She died the same way the Segway died?
Uh,
The guy that invented the Segway
yeah,
drove a
and Fast
Segway
and
off a
Furious
cliff.
guy.
You say
Isn't that how Fast and
Trini
Furious
invented
guy died?
cars?
Trini invented the Segway and Paul Walker and killed them all in the same way she died.
But also Rita died of it. It said the article said specifically Rita died alone of pancreatic cancer or something like that.
Oh.
I don't know why it said it
Why
like
had
that.
to specify alone?
But I'm pretty sure both of those things were after the series ended.
But
Because how many seasons is this? I'll look it up.
But both Trini and Rita are kind of babes, right?
No, it's all about Kimberly.
Expanded to
Trini, I think Kimberly and
Kimberly,
Trini are babes.
yeah.
I was
Both
always
babes.
into Kimberly and like still am. Like she was great.
Still am.
She's doing great in that episode for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like side like Kimberly note. Like I specifically remember there's like an episode where like Kimberly and Billy are like acting like dickheads for some reason. Like they like get the personalities of Bulk and Skull for some reason. I think Rita had something to do with it, but like Kimberly's super hot in that episode. She's like wearing a leather jacket and stuff, and like.
Do you want to break the rules and find that episode?
I don't specifically remember her, but I remember that episode.
I don't know that episode at all.
Oh,
I'll look it up later.
I feel like I remember them fighting a pig monster, an eyeball monster, and that's really all I know about this show. That, they do those things. Other thing I realized, though, and I don't know if you guys ever thought this, like, growing up or just throughout the years when, as an adult, you just think about Power Rangers randomly. Because I think about it like you do. Is that I always was like, why the hell don't they just get into their Zords super fast and just like stomp the monster or something like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so stupid. Mm-hmm. And Zordon actually, he was telling them rules. And he told them a rule and it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The rule, he said, was they're never allowed to escalate a battle unless Rita does so first.
Right.
Oh,
so
wow.
they're
Totally makes sense.
So they're bound by
a genius sentence to put in.
So they're bound by Zordon's rules. They're not allowed to pull out their Zords unless the monsters get big.
Yeah.
And they have to fight him like that.
Because I used to think that too. Like, why not just go to the Megazord and have him pull out his samurai sword? It's not a samurai sword.
It's a broadsword.
Because like the broadsword always kills in one hit. So why not just go to the broadsword right away? But it's because you don't escalate the battle.
Love it.
You just take care of business.
And can the Megazord fly?
Not that I know of.
No.
I feel like it should. Well,
No.
if the Megazord can't fly, the pterodactyl can fly.
Yes.
You think it can fly into space? Could it just fly to
big
the
time.
moon and blow up her palace?
Just like punch
Did
her
they just
palace.
laser the palace or something? I don't know. I'm just trying to solve the Power Rangers problems right away.
That's true because Rita's gonna continually try to destroy the Earth. Like, why not go up there and uproot that problem rather than just like wait for her to send out monsters every week?
Right. Well, and this is the same problem as like any general superhero that we have, is that like Rita's like goal is to take over the Earth, but for some reason she has to take over Angel Grove first.
Right.
And it's just like, just go to New York and take that over. I mean, I'm sure they'll teleport or whatever, but like they don't ever like change cities. She just like, she doesn't even try. You know, she just goes right there.
And if she knows that the Rangers are her greatest threat, you might as well go after them first.
Fair enough.
There are 60 episodes. I'm sorry. There are 60 episodes per season of this show?
I think there's like 60 in the first season, like 30 and like 30 or 30 and 20 or something like that.
Because I feel like they aired one like every afternoon.
There's like hundreds of episodes.
It just went to 95.
All right.
And then it becomes Alien Rangers.
Hey, come on, man.
Twist.
But that's a different. We'll get.
Well,
there,
we're going
right?
by. So
that's
when
Megazord learns to fly, and then they become the.
So if anyone's actually like
Okay.
watching with us or like kind of first and last playing along, we're using the Netflix system. So it's on this. We're watching this one on Netflix.
For
so
this one, yeah.
because I feel like this is a weird old show that I think they like. I know they gain powers and do other stuff at some like. Or whatever. So depending on when you like, some people would probably say like, well, because if like this whole cast, like, I don't know if in the next season or in the next like whatever the show, if it's the same cast or like some different people and maybe some returning people. So maybe you wouldn't like say that like it's not over. It's like counts. So we're just using like the Netflix seasons 1, 2, and 3
Yeah.
for this. And we're going to go to season 3, the last episode of season 3, which
The
is
only
the
one I
last
know
of
is
Morphin.
Tommy. Is that Tommy is in multiple franchises of Power Rangers. The Green Ranger who becomes the White Ranger who becomes whatever. I've never seen any of the other ones, but I know that I've read somewhere that he is like the one constant in a bunch of them.
He's the one ranger to rule them all.
Yeah.
He's the Lord of the Rangers.
I don't know. I don't know what his like a like a parallel to Tommy would be
Jesus.
the Lord.
He's the one. He's in himself the Holy Trinity. He's green, he's white, and he's probably just another color. He's the Trinity of Rangers.
He's probably
maybe he just becomes Zordon.
One other
maybe he becomes
color.
a Zordon.
Ooh, he gets upgraded to Zordon.
Yeah, you think he just becomes a big head?
He gets trapped in a time warp. He becomes an interdimensional being.
Yeah, I bet he does. He probably doesn't. That's not. I'm not gonna bet that. I don't think that happens. Any quick other notes before we move on to predictions?
I just have Billy is a nerd and is 30. He's like, he just looks clearly older than everybody else to me. Like, unmistakably, this guy is 10 years older than everyone else around.
And if you can look up that the Morphin sequence where they all like put their hands forward and yell the dinosaur that they
He's
own
so funny in that.
Like he
yes.
he blinks so much when he says Triceratops.
He
like
looks so scared.
Everyone else is just like, pterodactyl or
being tough.
It was just great acting, you know. He wasn't quite there yet.
And he's just like
his
he
confidence
blinks
level
so much.
It's amazing.
It's like they put him in a wind tunnel and have read that line, and they're like,
he's wearing glasses. He put him in a wind tunnel.
He's like
He's the
getting
only one
attacked
wearing
by a bunch of
protective eye gear.
mosquitoes, and he's just like, that's fine. We'll roll with that. Who cares? It's a kids show.
I mean, and maybe it's just like they have to have their coins because without their coins, they're not Power Rangers. But I kind of like think that Billy shouldn't need to have glasses on anymore. Like maybe his Power Ranger status would clean up his eyes.
That's true.
Is that
Clean out his eyes.
I don't know, man. I got great eyes, so I don't know.
Well.
I don't know how that works.
Good for you.
Yeah, I can read all the words all the time.
My only other note, which is kind of a half a prediction as well, is that the music is nuts, and like every little thing has a different like
musical cue.
I would say
cue.
Yeah, first episode, the music is my favorite character.
Like for seconds, there'll be seconds of a musical cue that changes the whole everything. Like, well, they're doing the karate and there's just like Asian sounding like music happening, but then later like they're fighting the putties and Zach is breakdance fighting and just techno like music happens for about that 4 seconds that he's on camera, and then it changes back to like fight sounds.
Zach does have a really hit beat when
He's great.
Hanging out.
I'm pretty sure he was like an actual like dance instructor, and you could like pay money to go get dance lessons with Billy.
That's something.
Zach. Or is his name?
No, I want the lessons from Billy.
I'm sure
I'll take him from whoever. I'll take him
sure
from whoever.
Any Power Ranger except for Trini. R.I.P.
Oh no!
It was too soon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's been dead for a while. Joe, got anything?
Predictions?
Any predicts?
So like we've already established that like Lord Zed is a thing later.
Yeah.
I bet they fight a giant Lord Zed.
So on top,
and an octopus.
on top of the octopus monster.
Yes.
Because I wrote octopus monster down.
He's octopus. That's the middle boss. You know, mini boss.
All right, giant Lord Zed. I like it. Potential. I like the octopus monster better. I hope that happens. Sure. I think Rita's still around.
Yeah.
I don't think she. Maybe she goes away at some point.
Well, was your prediction the one that where Goldar comes back?
They're fighting Goldar. So my predictions are fighting Goldar and Rita's still banging. Those are my predictions. She's a babe, dude. Rita, just like Stella, Rita never lost her groove, so she never had to get it back.
So I guess that's not a prediction that I hope that the music is still nuts. That's what I hope. But one prediction is that they never reshot the original morph sequences. They're still using the same exact. Like, I hope Billy is still blinking like crazy, and I hope all the Dino Zords come in the same exact way. I do think Rita's gone, possibly died of all her headaches.
Possibly died of cancer of the pancreas.
I think, because she always says that her guys are giving her a headache. Her goons. I think her and her goons are gone. And then I think maybe the last episode, Tommy's turning into the White Ranger. And that's like a big deal.
I bet he's already the White Ranger.
Yeah.
I bet Tommy is white.
Well, you know that.
So you think he's going to turn?
But I also want to say, there's a fun thing, is that I think the bullies, what are their names?
Bulk and Skull.
Skrull and...
Skrillex and...
Skrillex.
and
Pitbull. Pitbull and Skrillex.
Bebop and Rocksteady are still around and part of the team somehow. They're part of the gang somehow.
Okay.
I think they're
not
in
full-on
on...
Rangers.
Not full-on Rangers, but I think they're in on what's going on, and they're like good guys.
They can't, if they're still using, I don't want to be mean, we just got to be real. If they're still using the Japanese animation, Bulk can't be a Power Ranger.
What if they just squeeze him into his suit? Like he's like fit when he's in the Power
I'm
Rangers.
saying, I don't
of
think he's a
disbelief.
Power Ranger. Maybe they're like in the lair helping out somehow, helping Alpha 5. Maybe Alpha 5's down. Maybe
They're,
he's got a
fixing
reboot.
him. Like, yeah. They're just unplugging and plugging back in Alpha 5.
Yeah. They're IT.
Full disclosure, I know, like, obviously there's a Dragon Zord, and I'm assuming that there's a White Ranger, and also, and he's got his, like, Tiger Zord or whatever that is.
Yeah, some sort of, like, tiger thing.
Out of all those,
Just a white
I think
tiger
there's,
instead of like,
out of those, not including those, I think there's a different Zord at least.
Okay.
a different
There's
dinosaur.
There's something other.
Dino.
There's something other giant mechanic
Dino
thing that they get in and fight
droppings.
with.
Okay.
And I also think there's also I think there's like a Lapras type demon that they get on or something at some point.
They ride.
It's like a giant brontosaurus dinosaur.
Oh, yeah. I remember this.
I remember this.
Like it like stands on it and like.
I think out of all of those,
and that's like it's not even someone's Zord, right?
No,
it's just
a helper Zord.
A weird thing. It's just a drone bot.
Yeah.
It's like a summon that they use. Like if they were in this
robot
Final Fantasy.
Summon. Yeah.
It's their summon. Out of all of those, so those 3 extra ones I know about, I still think there might be a different one.
Okay.
Oh god.
So new Zord.
That they're just
because like the primary
crazy.
ones,
it's just Jurassic Park now.
The primary ones get like new like legendary stuff, right? Like because the red one is like a dragon and.
What?
You don't remember this? They're like Thunder Zords.
No, I don't really remember this.
Well, yeah.
Well, they're gonna go for. I assume they're gonna be setting up.
They could have all different.
They're probably gonna be setting up the next series or something.
Right.
I think they're gonna move towards the next series, so it's this episode may be sort of like a to be continued kind of scenario.
Okay.
Like, but not really. Like they'll close it, but it'll be done. But you'll be like, oh, maybe Power Rangers will return and this Mystic Quest Force or something. I don't know, but I just think they'll be like. But I'm not saying it's like a brand new Zord. Like, 'cause I think they've been using something else too that we don't know about.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Okay, Billy was 24 when this came out.
Died?
When this came
Oh.
out.
He's not. I don't think that one's dead.
Billy lives.
All right, Joe. Are you gonna just stick with your 2 measly monster guesses and that's it?
What other thing? Like, I'm gonna guess that like Kimberly's still hot.
Okay.
And
Kimberly's still hot.
let's give Alpha like a fun little like we were saying that he's C-3PO and missing an R2-D2. Let's give him an R2-D2. What if he has a fun little helper bot?
Alpha
A
gets his
droid.
D.
Yeah, D2.
Oh. Why?
I was just repeating what Joe said.
That was unnecessary.
It wasn't. I said what Joe said.
Like a little like scrappy dude Alpha.
Oh, just a mini me.
Yeah, just a little. It's a little puppy.
Just sits on.
It's
the
literally just the guy who was mini me in Austin Powers.
All right, this has gone on far too long. We'll see you.
Yeah, have we watched the second episode yet?
Yeah, we'll see you after the last episode.
Go, Green Ranger, go. Go, Green Ranger, go.
All right, and we are back from the final episode of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
They morphed into Mighty. But not like the ninjas that you'd think.
A lot changed in 3 seasons.
It was like 95 episodes.
That's true, but like
No, it was more than that.
Was it?
I'll look it up. Keep going.
Well, I mean, just the opening credits alone.
145.
144.
This was the 145th episode
Oh,
in 3
okay.
years.
All right, well, a lot can change in 145 episodes. Who would have known? None of the original Power Rangers were there except for Billy.
and Tommy. Tommy's
Well,
not.
Tommy
around.
wasn't
not
original.
original.
We just knew he existed, so we just assumed, you know.
Yeah. So just Billy.
And Tommy's the White Ranger, so boom, I win that. Jimmy.
And they
Wait,
have
what?
like completely different powers and suits with the metallic suit.
Well, so when they morph, they don't say dinosaurs anymore. They just say Red Ranger power, Blue Ranger power,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
dinos.
and then the beginning shows like them in ninja suits, and not one time during this episode did we see them in ninja suits.
Yeah, they're just wearing their normal Ranger outfits.
And then they have glitter.
We never even
outfits.
see them in the Zords, actually.
Yeah, we didn't
Not
see
to
Zords
get
at
too
all.
far ahead.
No, I mean
So we don't even know what the dinos is going on.
the amazing, the
Which
easy,
is upsetting to me.
the easy rundown. Yeah, so my new Zord, not true. We didn't see Zords.
No,
we saw
not
no
these
Zords.
Zords.
Just know we don't know.
So I lost that
it's
one.
inconclusive, really.
Different Rita. Rita's alive and in this show, but that's
Yeah.
not.
Different actress.
That's a different actress.
Some other banging Rita. Because,
I think original Rita looked better,
okay, well.
but this Rita knew English
That,
because she was actually talking.
she wasn't. Yeah, I don't. Do you think any of this was stock from another thing? Or do you think this was
No.
all
It
shot?
It looked like newer footage.
Even like
did.
Goldar was like new, like
Okay.
he had like he didn't have a different suit because that's his body, I guess, but like
Yeah.
it was a nude Goldar.
I was gonna say like the fighting looked infinitely better. Like
Yeah.
the choreographed like fight stuff was like they worked on this.
Right.
Mhm.
No putties. They fought birds.
They fought weird crow.
They
people.
fought giant birds that they couldn't fight them correctly, and it was like
Yeah.
I assumed the birds were the new putties, and they just couldn't
Just tossing into
seem.
each other.
They were
Yeah.
just like
But it seemed like they'd they've never been able to defeat these birds, or they at least weren't able
Maybe
to.
they were
in
new.
this.
Yeah. Maybe
All
the
they had
birds
to
are
do was
new.
get the orb, and they just couldn't get past birds.
What I thought was that I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but that the birds belong to Rita's dad, because Rita's dad enters the scene, and he seems like maybe you've seen him before by this last episode, but
we definitely would have known about him had we watched the show.
but this was in like an early time. This was maybe like the second time they'd fought birds. That's what it seemed like to me.
Okay, so they've known about birds, but potentially they're very
They've
new to the
seen
scene.
birds before
They're new on the
in
scene.
the world.
Maybe just not this many birds.
A lot of birds.
They haven't learned well, because like in the first episode that we watched, in the first season, they fought the putties, but in that episode, they didn't learn how to defeat the putties.
Yeah,
they
didn't defeat the
they
putties.
got pretty embarrassed by putties.
In fact, they
Well,
got
and then they put on
teleported
the
out.
suits, right?
They put on the suits, but then like they didn't learn how to. Because I feel like it's they make a deal out of when they learn how to like throw a putty into a putty and they disappear, and
It's a
that
big
didn't
deal.
happen.
It's a big deal when you learn how to crush two people together
Or
and
like
make them
when the
explode.
Zed putties, at some point they make a deal out of, they learn
They
that
have a
you
giant...
just, after fighting them for 15 minutes, that you just have to touch them in the chest.
The Zed puppies... Puppies. Putties. The Zed putties...
Fighting
The
puppies.
Zed putties have a giant button on their chest. Like
Yeah.
a
It's a giant weak spot. In the
And
middle
the
of their
birds
chest.
had no button.
I saw no button on the
So,
birds. So.
I mean, yeah, that you could tell.
Maybe they just have to drown the birds.
Oh, God.
Birds don't do well underwater.
Do they not?
Except
Is
for,
that a thing?
except for penguins.
Hmm.
And they don't look like penguins.
They did not look
There are a
like
lot of
penguin
birds
birds.
that go.
My prediction for the next season is they drown the birds,
There's
so
a
they
lot
kill
of-
the
there's
birds.
There's a lot of waterfowl out there.
So-
That's a different podcast.
But
just real quick on the plot on this one is the Rita's dad, wizard guy,
Master Vile.
Master Vile, finds a way to turn back time and spin the Earth in reverse so that everyone on Earth turns back into children, and therefore the Rangers can't morph anymore. And that's the episode.
And then it ends.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
The end.
Yeah.
They
And
can't-
credits roll.
I wrote down Rangers become kids. The end.
They turn into kids. Tommy still has his dumb ponytail.
Yo, Tommy, no, we're in on this one. They turned into kids, and they showed all of them go, what, and Tommy put his dumb little kid hand back and checked to make sure his
Well,
dope ass ponytail was still
mid-90s
there.
pony.
And he was relieved when
And he was
felt it there.
legitimately
Like, oh,
relieved.
Well, okay.
He's okay. Oh, he's like, okay, we can handle
I'm
the
a kid.
situation
Now anything.
because I have still my pony.
I still have a ponytail. I can handle anything.
Guys, calm down.
And then they
The
said,
pony is
"Can
still
we
here."
still morph?" And he stood there and yelled, "It's morphin' time!" And then like 3 seconds went by, and he went,
Which was so good.
Nothing happened.
To their credit, it was so good. They did the whole zoom in from above on him as he did it, like it was gonna happen,
Yeah.
like little kid Power Rangers was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then nothing. Wonderful. It was so satisfying.
Yeah, that was a really great moment in this episode.
That was good. But just for fun, super quick. Then after that, there's only Billy remains. Obviously, Tommy's there because we knew about Tommy. He's the White Ranger. Rocky's now the Red Ranger. Aisha's
Rocky
the Yellow
loves
Ranger.
Emily.
Yeah.
Adam is the Black Ranger. And then there's a nice little slice from Australia named Kat, who's the Pink
Kat.
Ranger.
Yeah.
And it's her birthday. That's why they went to the fair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's...
Vulcan Scholar Cops.
Oh, yeah. in Vulcan
For
Silicon.
some crazy how.
Because that's how cops are made, you know.
Hey,
just-
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to know in real life how many bullies became cops.
There's like I'm pretty good at
Yeah.
cracking skulls.
I guess that's pretty. Yeah, I guess that's not
Pretty-
not unbelievable at all.
It's not...
But speaking of unbelievable, so the whole thing is that they're trying to stop the bad guys, the Rita and Rita's dad, a weird like dad with stepbrother Skullmaster.
There's a skeleton guy that's just like reverse Goldar.
And they have this orb. What is it called? The Orb of Doom.
Orb of Doom,
which is
of course.
of course.
Classic.
And what it does is it makes the Earth stop spinning. It makes it spin in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
It makes its orbit.
Jimmy, it only stops its reverse if it's placing the exact right spot on Earth, which
Okay.
just happens to be like 35 feet outside of Angel Grove.
Angel Grove, like everything else. In the
like right
universe.
by the fair.
But it also makes them kids. It doesn't make them reverse in age. They're just instantly.
Yeah, they don't like.
everybody's kids for
They're
some
not
reason.
like Benjamin Buttoning. It's just they're immediately like 10 years younger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it really only goes back like 10 years. Most of the Earth's population is like, hell yeah! Like, you know?
Mostly it's just like, oh, dope. I'm like a little bit more fit.
I'm
Like
looking
got a little bit
good
more hair.
today.
Dope! I still got my pony and I'm ready to go party! That's
But we don't see any of that. We just see the kids, the
Is
Rangers
this-
now kids, and then they look scared. And Billy's got tears. He's got two little
He was so
little
sad.
boy tears, and
Oh, Billy.
then the credits roll.
And the credits roll. Produced by Saban. and whoever.
And
Haim
apparently
Saban,
we
man.
have to watch
Saban.
So we had to
Power
check.
Rangers Alien. What is it?
Yeah, so Power Rangers Alien Rangers.
Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers.
Okay, I was gonna say Power Rangers Alien Rangers is the worst title of any show ever. Mighty
Power Rangers Alien Rangers.
So the next season, the next series is it's only one season, right? It's like I mean, I think it's like 60 episodes.
Yeah,
still.
If even.
But so the next one is whatever. So we checked it just to make sure because we thought we like maybe totally messed up.
It's
a little bit, but
it's like a 10 episode thing.
No, you're a liar.
Aliens, according to Wikipedia, which is not the end all, but Zeo happens like right away.
Oh, maybe it was like a summer season or something.
In the same year that Aliens happens.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Aliens is...
Don't worry about the noise. I
Oh.
apologize. It is 10 episodes.
Aliens ran February 5th through February 17th.
What are you laughing at, Joe?
What's happening?
You're laughing at that?
What? What is that?
We don't know.
It looks like a...
For the audio listeners, which is all this is I just looked up on Netflix what Mighty Morphin, that's what the noise was, Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. One season, 10 episodes long. The thumbnail for the second season episode, Joe's laughing at that. So just go check that one out.
Is this a brain? It's just like a Samuel L. Jackson
There's no
brain.
telling what that is. Really.
So the Aliens just aired February 5th through February 17th. So it must have been like a mini series type thing.
Literally 10 episodes, 2 weeks.
It's like a
That was literally the 10 weekday days, I bet.
Yeah.
That were there.
And and I hate how much it makes me want to just immediately watch it because it leaves you on such a cliffhanger.
Just turning them out.
I'll be the first one to say I want to watch this way more than I want to watch Entourage.
Oh man.
I don't know. What if in the last
Infinitely.
episode of Entourage, though, they all turned back into kids?
What if they did? Then we would have talked.
Then
but
we'd
they
be
didn't.
watching
They
the
didn't.
Entourage movie right
Yeah.
now. I think my only other real note for this episode was that Zed looks a lot less cool than I thought he did as a child.
I thought so too. For some reason, I thought he was the ultimate badass, and now I'm just
Yeah, right? He seemed like real evil compared to watching like Rita, who's like, I had to watch my monsters
I mean,
grow.
Rita's biggest power move is she just screams a lot.
Zed was like terrifying to me.
But they're like totally married. No,
Rita and Zed?
they were totally married in this episode.
How do you
Yeah.
know that?
What do you mean they were
Do you
totally
know that?
married?
You got that vibe?
I got that vibe.
Yeah.
They
Huh.
touched
You
their
didn't get that
evil
vibe?
spirits.
Did they touch their evil spirit in a
Did.
sexual way?
She booped him on his nose. She booped him.
Okay.
Where his
well,
nose would be.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. In
he
his
was inside out.
in his evil skeleton visor thing. That's where she booped him. But it was.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Zed doesn't really like her dad. That makes sense because they're married.
Yeah, there's some classic sitcom family drama in the the evil character setup.
Yeah, they're just a classic American sitcom family. Zed and Rita.
So I guess if you were watching this in real time, you just watched that last episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but you probably don't even know, and you just watch it 4:30 come Monday, and it's Zeo Rangers
No, dude.
or whatever.
Dude, the way I feel like what Jimmy just said, I feel like that. I mean, sorry, I don't know what you're saying, but I'm gonna correct you already. I'm gonna fully correct you. I feel like that episode happened on a Friday, and then Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers started on Monday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is there was no holy shit, what just happened? That's the end of the series. It's just all right, we'll see what happens next week, right?
So, I'm gonna tell you both of you are wrong.
Oh, really?
And that episode we just watched was at the end of November, 95, and then you didn't see Alien Rangers until February 5th
Oh,
of 96. So you had to wait 3 months
to figure out what happened.
to even finish that episode, basically.
Cliffhanger starring Sylvester Stallone.
And aliens, possibly Sigourney Weaver. I don't know.
Crazy.
But but I can only hope. But now I just so going forward.
I mean, you talk like you want to keep watching stuff.
You-
but you
okay.
haven't watched.
Okay.
You haven't watched any.
Time
Frasier.
out. Called out. Do we put is Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers on our list as a 10
Yeah, it's a
episode?
separate show.
Okay, so at some point we're gonna watch that episode and the final episode.
Oh yeah, this is a completely separate thing. So when we come back to Power Rangers,
I just want to know so that later
gonna-
tonight I don't go home
do not watch
and watch
Mighty
and
Morphin
binge
Alien
Power
watch
Rangers.
10 episodes
I
of
think-
a Power Ranger.
If you watch 10 episodes of the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers tonight, we need a guest in your place when we watch it later.
No, because
Well.
I think like he could still be our host. You could still have one person who'd seen the show.
Yeah, I agree fully. I just want to punish Jimmy for...
I think we're all free to
For not
watch
having
whatever
watched
episodes of
Frasier.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that we want.
I mean, here's the deal. Like, I feel like
It's
we
a free
kind of all
country.
knew...
Still kind of.
We all knew a bunch of this stuff about this show.
Uh-huh.
But now going forward,
Yeah,
it's all up in the air. I will say this, at some point I think they're in space and I think there's a dog cop.
Wait, cop?
Did you just
Cop?
pull that out?
No, I like
Of
hey
nowhere?
episode
Like space dog cop?
yeah, I think there's a space dog cop in one of the space Power Rangers.
What the hell?
Call hey Babe Ruth in this for episode like 45 whenever we get to it. But like there's a space dog cop in Power Rangers. I'm telling you right now.
Good lord.
All look, hey, this ain't no this ain't no Frasier, but like this is definitely better than
I
Entourage.
hope that becomes a tagline for this podcast. This ain't no Frasier.
First and last, your number one first and last viewing of TV show and Frasier podcast.
Yeah.
The FNF, what do we call it? The FNF podcast listen. Forgot what we even called it last week.
Find out on our Twitter.
Find out by re-listening to last
podcast.
week's episode like we didn't. We were there. We didn't need to listen to it.
Do you know when because there was a movie in the 90s with like an ooze guy.
Ivan Ooze.
Ivan
The
Ooze.
Secret of the Ooze.
Does that fall in the middle of the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series?
I feel like that was somewhere in the middle of whatever we had just first and last.
Okay.
So it's not. It's in the past now.
Okay. So,
But
yeah, it doesn't even
I'm pretty confident it was in the middle.
Gotcha.
And actually, that might have been like I think they did like almost an X-Files type thing, where I probably have to explain myself a little bit better. Where like X-Files like ended a season and then they had a movie and then they started a new season.
Okay.
But the movie that they did in between seasons
Is within
actually was in the canon and
Okay.
mattered. So if you watch season 6 of the X-Files and then they made a movie, and I think that's where one of the movies was.
Yeah.
And then you just started, but you didn't watch the movie. You started episode 1 of season 7.
Yeah.
You have no idea what's happening anymore.
Kind of like the idea of that, doing a movie in between.
It's fun. I mean, Star Trek Next Generation did it, but I don't really think that like there was much consequence to their movies. They were just movies,
Okay.
but they were baller movies.
Sure.
Star Trek Next Generation.
What?
I'm gonna start that podcast just talking about it. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Never seen it.
So really quick, I'm gonna lightning round these really quick.
Yeah.
But these are just the predictions that we made. Jimmer.
Jimmers.
I was gonna say Jimberly.
No.
Because I was reading your name, Jimmy, and the name of Kimberly, the previous Pink Ranger. Jimmy, you said Kimberly. Man.
So
Kimberly, not dumb. Incorrect. She's still dumb. Can't prove she's not dumb.
What? Oh wow.
If
She
possibly,
left the Rangers,
possibly
of course
dead
she's
somewhere.
dumb.
Dude, she's
How
an idiot.
sad do you think that episode was when they left behind some of the Rangers, or are they like in like another dimension somewhere? They got tossed,
I bet they ride over it.
You think they're like the
quickly.
or
Phantom
they
Zone.
just went to college.
Yeah, they graduated high school.
I think that's actually what happened with like.
college
But
years.
But
It's like
Tommy's
Saved by the
Tommy's a
Bell
local
situation.
and he's a townie. Tommy's a townie.
No, with like Trini, Jason, and Zach. I think they're like, oh, they're off on a mission trip, and then that was it.
and they never came back.
No, your mission is you're a fucking Power Ranger. Excuse me.
You have to save the whole world, not just Haiti, okay?
Oh. I Haiti.
No,
They've had enough.
That's why the 3 Power Rangers are there without their power coins.
Okay.
All right. I said lightning round. Jimmy, music is nuts. Still correct.
Yeah, it's
Not
correct.
not as
It's
nuts.
it's
though.
not it's nuts, but it's not cool nuts. It was just weird. Like they get caught. They go down the slide, and then like Zordon calls on their little Ranger watch, and then there's weird fair music happening as they walk off, and then they answer the call,
Hey,
and
why
then
you
it's dun 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 dun.
Why do you gotta downplay the Ranger watch? You get a real Ranger watch.
Okay, the Ranger
Their
watch.
little Ranger
Okay,
watch.
the
You
Ranger
would
watch
take
is
one in a
cool.
second.
The watch is neat. The music was weird. It was It was nuts in a weird.
We noticed that during one of the
And there was
battle
no break
scenes,
dancing.
there was like lyrics to like the battle music.
That's right. I did forget about that. There was some weird alt
There-
90s.
It was like very
rock.
like Japanese butt rock, but with like battle lyrics like "We're gonna fight these birds,
Oh man, I do want to know what
punching them in the chest.
what the
Doesn't really
lyrics are.
work."
they have no Z's
They're just
or
feathers.
C's. Maybe they had hidden C's to touch.
What do the C stands for?
Crow. They
Ah,
looked like big crows. Did I not say that?
I guess I was just thinking birds still, just like giant birds.
So the movie, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, 95 minutes long in 95, was in June, and the series didn't end until November. A budget estimated at $15 million. Grossed
Okay.
$37.8 million.
Ooh,
Made money.
line in those
Get that
pockets.
money, Tommy, White Ranger.
Tommy's cash cow.
Are we still lightning rounding?
Yeah, we're trying to.
Lightning.
We're doing it.
Same morph sequence. Obviously not New Rangers.
Yeah, because they did. Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't even say the dinos.
Nope.
It's just like
said
white power. Ranger.
White power.
Moving along.
real.
Jimmy, I'll give you half a point here. You said Rita gone/dead. The Rita you were talking about wasn't there.
Yeah, new Rita.
All
New
right,
Rita.
all right.
Half a point.
I'll take it.
We really, no, we're not actually. We're awarding ourselves points, and eventually we're gonna figure out
There's a
who's winning.
system.
The
Right.
fans will tally it up and tell us at the end of the season.
They're not gonna do
They'll
it if you
tweet
tell
us.
them to do
They'll
it.
tweet us back
Yeah, tweet us our points.
at FNL Podcast.
It is confirmed. We do have.
dot Gmail.
Tweet your complaints
Twitter.
and our points to @RealDonaldTrump.
And any praise to F and L podcast on Twitter.
Way to bring that positive.
Joe, 0 points on Octopus Monster.
Well, like 4 of them got huge, so that's like 8 legs.
You don't get no, that doesn't count.
That's a lot of
Joe,
legs.
I'm gonna give you half a point on Giant. Like they didn't fight Giant Lord Zed, but he
But he
became
was.
Giant.
Yeah.
They didn't find him yet,
Yeah.
but because it was a to be continued.
Joe, I'm gonna give you a full point because I bet Kimberly is still hot
Oh.
wherever she is.
Oh,
You know.
she's definitely still hot.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's still alive.
I bet, like, what that was 1993 when this show started, so now it's 24 years later. I bet she looks like pretty much
24. Oh, now from now.
Yeah,
I thought
now.
you were saying like that season.
No,
original.
no,
I
no,
was like,
yeah.
you don't know math.
I bet she looks like pretty much the same today.
Jimmy,
I'm pulling it up.
thank you. And Joe, you said Alpha gets a R2D2.
Oh, yeah.
We saw no
I did not.
R2D2. We cannot confirm an Alpha R2D2.
Yeah.
Can't even confirm a gonk droid.
You guys can go with me, Joe. Maybe you can just judge me on my points.
You said they fight Goldar, which he was. You meant though as like he was
That's-
like the main baddie.
I did, and I'm not gonna
Did you-
pretend like
Oh,
I thought I really
that's
did
right.
think that he was gonna be like
Goldar was
the
there.
essential main bad thing at the end of this. Like it was gonna come full circle, but I forgot that this is a shitty kids show and not
Yeah.
a real actual TV show with good writing.
So like he wasn't the main guy, but he still came in to like lead the birds. He's just like, I'm still relevant. I got
Yeah.
you for 8 minutes.
Your Goldar, your Goldar is turning into more of a Macho Man Randy
Turning into
Savage.
Bonesaw.
Bonesaw.
Goldar is ready. I got you for 8 minutes. Half a point.
All right, I'll take it.
Rita is banging.
Still true.
Still true because you put
yeah.
Rita as in like the character Rita.
Does he get a
And
half
the new
point?
actress that they hired for new Rita is still banging.
She's still. Let me. I'm
No,
not.
you get a point because I got a full point for Rita not being there.
You
Yeah.
Yeah. You got half.
Right?
You got
Yeah,
half a point
Fans
for
will
that.
let us know what
You
we
got a
said.
half. You got a half a point for that.
Oh well, then.
Because Rita. Because you said Rita, as in character, was probably gone or dead, but I gave you half a point because
Yeah, I
Rita,
did say that.
the actress,
yep.
was gone or dead.
I will.
We don't. No confirmation there.
Tommy is the White Ranger, clearly.
Yep.
And then that there's new Zord introduced.
There was no Zord.
There were no Zords introduced in this episode.
Did they have ninja
Right.
Zords? Because they
They
were
have some
ninjas.
sort of ninja Zords. But is it still like animal based? Are there ninja animals? Is it just like Ninja Turtles Zords?
It's just old turtles.
I believe Shredder is in it at some point.
I'll take it.
I would love
No,
a
I got
Turtles
no. I did not.
Power Rangers crossover season. I would first and last that.
So Amy Jo Johnson, aka Kimberly,
Still banging.
kind of inconclusive via Google Images, but she plays the guitar in her pink.
Oh, geez,
Power
Jimmy, you
Rangers.
googled Pink Ranger Rule 34. Come on.
What does that mean?
Rule 34.
What's that?
Rule 34 is on the internet. If it exists, there's porn of it.
Oh,
You ruined my joke by not knowing what Rule 34 was.
by not knowing the internet.
Yeah.
That is my fault often.
You old man.
I feel like okay. There's just weird like paparazzi like images of her pregnant that aren't flattering.
I mean, no one looks good when someone's taking a picture from a tree.
like she's
like,
wearing
you know.
tennies and cargo pants and a shirt that's too small with like a big sweater, which is really.
So this is
funny.
still in the 90s,
I don't know.
early 2000s potentially.
I don't know, but it's awesome.
So yeah. Someone's leading in the points right now. We'll figure it out.
Dibs, I called it.
It's kind of unique as a first and last because, I mean, the first episode was definitely a very, like, classic pilot where it's like, this is what you're going to get. These are the characters. This is the type of adventure.
Set
like,
it all up.
Yeah,
In
it sets
20 minutes, set up the entire
Yeah,
world.
sets up the entire world, the entire pattern of what we're going to see. And I remember Power Rangers episodes and they were pretty much like that.
They were exactly like the pilot. Like,
Yeah.
hang out, fight, get big, fight. End of
Bring out the
episode.
sword.
Goofy teenage angst, little tidbits.
Yeah, but the finale like was very atypical, which I guess like probably wasn't meant to be a finale so much as just like the end of this section, and we move on to the next Power Rangers thing. So that's kind of unique.
It's just the nature of the beast, or the fact that the Power Rangers is like still on. Is it
Forever
still
on.
on? I bet there's a Power Ranger on right
I
now.
bet there's still some sort of Power Rangers.
It's well, because there was a movie this year.
Well, that was but that was just like a
So it's a
nostalgia attack
Well, yeah.
that I haven't seen, but I will see.
I haven't seen. I've heard like good things.
I'll see it, but we'll see.
Is Tommy in it?
Isn't Bryan Cranston like Zordon in it?
Yeah, he is. But
Awesome.
Bryan Cranston was like in actual
That's
Power Rangers.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was. One of his first acting gigs was in the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as like, I think he did voices and he might have been actual like monsters every once in a
okay.
while.
Was he Goldar? Holy
That's
shit!
No, he was
Amazing.
not Goldar. Oh, my name's Bryan Cranston. I'm Goldar.
Goldar, I am the danger. Ooh yeah.
Goldar. All right, stay tuned for the first and last short where Joe just is Goldar for a little bit.
Elizabeth
Goldar's
Hanks
thoughts?
is Rita in the movie,
Yeah.
and
The odds
Bill
are for-
Hader is Alpha 5. So that's a must. That's a must
That
see.
sounds fantastic.
How did I not go to the theaters for that? And
Because-
Goldar is in it.
Tight.
Well, duh. He's a staple.
Well, I don't know.
I mean-
I don't know what iteration this movie is about.
It's true. I mean, they weren't in space or trucks or
Also,
whatever
no,
Power
I can't.
Rangers is.
I will say, if we're going, does this make me want to watch more?
That's the question.
A
Does it?
plus, because I'm sucked into whatever world is about to happen. I think it's crazy.
No, actually, the important question that we ask pretty much at the end is, does this make you want to keep watching this?
Mhm.
And what you just said, Jimmy, at least, like, yes, but do you want to go back and watch the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
No.
Or do you want to just keep watching from where we are now? Because I think I just want to go Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers episode 1. And then I know now that I know there's only 10, I just want to watch all 10 of those. That's where I'm at. But I mean, I know I would thoroughly enjoy Power Rangers, but I don't think I could watch 145. I'm not saying I'm watching 145. I'm gonna finish all of Frasier. I am not gonna finish all of the Power Rangers. But I would I'll never be mad if someone puts it on.
Joe?
I think as far as Mighty Morphin goes, I'm good. I saw the pilot. I kind of remember how things go. Like, I'm kind of interested to look up some pictures of Zords later and see how they evolve. But otherwise, I don't really want to watch a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers adventure.
Okay.
I would just like to know if there's if I can look up just a fandom of how characters exit and enter. I don't really need to see it happening.
Yeah.
You just want to know,
and then like you said, hit Alien.
if you could know exactly the two-parter episode where they turned into
where Australian
ninjas or
Pink Ranger comes
I'm
in.
interested to read the Wikipedia.
Is
on
Aisha
this
Red
show.
Ranger the leader because she's red, as a young black female?
she's the Yellow Ranger.
Oh really? Wait, I thought you said red. Who's red then?
Rocky.
Oh, Rocky loves Emily.
Yeah.
You watch this whole episode and you don't even know who's who.
Well, we never saw. Oh, I guess we did see them more.
We saw them morph in a blink of a freaking eye, and I was mind blown because they weren't saying dinos.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about Jurassic Park and Jeff Goldblum.
It's fair. It's all right. But still, yeah.
Chris Pratt.
I'm interested in how they changed, but I'm not really I don't need to watch 145 regular ones.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
But I would definitely watch 10 of the other ones, but I won't for when we come back, because I think it's better to watch TV the wrong way, this way.
The best way.
This is the way.
This is the way to watch
That's
TV.
done.
And with that, I think, that's episode 3 of First and Last. If you have any suggestions, comments, concerns, mean things to say, whatever, you can hit us up on our Twitter at FNL Podcast. And I believe we also have Gmail with fndelpodcast at gmail.com as well. Mm-hmm. So those are ways to get a hold of us if you have suggestions for us. As long as some of us haven't seen it, we'll go for it. And the people that have seen it will just kind of lead the conversation. But then especially if it's one that we've never heard of or done it, we'd probably be happy to dive into it. So keep those suggestions coming.
Signing out. If you work for White Claw, we're still looking for a sponsor.
Still looking for presenting sponsors.